Quiet on the set. Good evening.
Good evening.
How y'all doing? Welcome back.
Yes.
Welcome back to the show, y'all. We have missed y'all. I'm telling you, we have missed you all.
Yes, we have. I mean, the weather, snow, Texas.
Ooh.
Nowhere but Texas.
Kenneth loves snow. But I'm telling y'all, we had our power outage.
Yes.
We had snow. But thank the Lord. I'm just saying thankful. We didn't have any flooding. We didn't have any water issues or any of that. But those that have those issues, y'all, we're praying with you and for you.
Yes.
And let you know that we're there for you. So we just wanted to, let you know we're there. We're continuing to pray for you.
Absolutely.
Tonight is going to be a great show. I'm excited about tonight. I don't know why, but I am.
Okay.
Last week, y'all, 2 weeks ago, I keep saying last week, it wasn't even last week, Kenneth. They didn't even see us last week.
Right.
But 2 weeks ago, y'all, we talked about trust.
Yes.
We talked about trust and how Kenneth and I have kind of worked through our trust. So that's why I said we're going to be transparent. We're going to be real. We're just going to let y'all know. We're going to let y'all in a little bit. We ain't going to let y'all in all the way, but we're going to let y'all in a little bit. So tonight, we're going to talk about forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Oh, we're going to talk about that F word.
Yes.
That's a big word.
That's a big one in relationships. That's a big one in marriage. That's a big one just overall, forgiveness. How can we, or, do we, that's a tough one.
Oh, yeah, that's a
Forgiveness
really,
that's a tough one.
That's a tough one because it's hard to, not to do, but it's hard. The reason why I'm saying it's hard because a lot of people always say that,
I can forgive you, but I can't forget.
That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
I always say that.
I can forgive you, but I can't forget.
And that's a segue. Before I forget, make sure you subscribe, like, and hit that notification, y'all.
Yes.
Subscribe, like, and hit that notification, y'all.
Yes.
So make sure you do that.
Yes.
That F word, the forgiveness, I wanted to first kind of say the F word. I know y'all saying, ooh, the F word, what's she talking about? Yeah, that's, to me, that's the big F word, the forgiveness. Killer. So, last week we kind of talked about, and I always ask you because I have to forgive you sometimes too, but I'm just asking, how were you able to forgive me spending spending everybody's money, putting us in financial strain, put us in financial, hardship, all kind of negativity when it comes to our finances. How were you able to forgive me?
It was not easy at all. Even when we talk about it, it kind of just gets the blood to boiling and bubbling because it was just such a tough situation. It was tough drama. It was. I'm not gonna say it was easy to do. But I said I was willing to do it. But first of all, we had to come to grips that we have a problem. And once we admitted that we have a problem, then we had to figure out what we're going to do about our problem.
Right. And I agree, but I didn't think I had a problem.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. You didn't say we had a problem. So I said, look here, first of all, we're going to have to acknowledge that there's something going on here.
And I'm laughing, not laughing at the situation because by no means was the situation funny. I'm laughing because looking back over, I felt like I didn't have a problem. I felt like what I was doing was okay. I felt like me putting us in that hardship, it was okay. Because you know what I thought? And I'm going to be honest with me, just really talking about it more, that I knew you were there, you could do it. If anybody can pull us out of this, Kenneth could. I'm serious. That's what I thought. And the reason why I'm saying that, looking back, because Kenneth, anytime I needed anything, and I'm talking about financially. I'm not talking about, but whatever need I needed that was financial, you came through.
And I'm glad you had that kind of confidence because I didn't. I didn't have that kind of confidence. I was wondering, does she still think she's single? Or does she understand that she's married now and she can't, spend money like she's single anymore and that she's by herself? She has another person to think about. As a matter of fact, a family to think about. So that's what was going on in my mind. Did you really understand what was going on? And so that I had to come to grips of that. First of all, we got to let her know that, hey, this is a big problem here.
Right.
We have a giant problem here. It was a big elephant in the room at the time.
It was.
And so we had to work on that, first of all. And then we had to come to grips that, hey, what are we going to do about it? Okay, we've got to address it.
Yeah, we
then
did.
We got to do, and that's in anything. But this was in our situation.
It was.
We had to, first of all, we had to address it. Then we had to realize that we have a problem, and now what we're going to do about it.
And the big thing about that is I had to acknowledge that I had a problem.
Right.
So I had to come clean and say, okay, LAVIDA, you have a problem. You put your family in a deeper situation. We every time we take 10 steps up, I'm putting us like 50 back.
Yeah.
So I had to realize I have a problem.
Yes.
So that's why I said I had to acknowledge the problem that I had. Like they say, the first sign of recovery is to admit.
Acknowledge it. Yeah, you got to acknowledge it first of all.
So once I was able to acknowledge the issue I had, then we had to come to the table. And you and I call it sitting at the table. When we come to the table, we come together, and we have a discussion. That's kind of how we do it. We call it meeting we're going to have a meeting. We call it having a meeting. So we had to come to the table, and we had to have a meeting. But the problem was, even though I was ready to acknowledge my issue, were you ready to hear what I was willing to say?
That's what the rubber met the road at, because I was kind of angry.
Yes.
No, I ain't gonna say kind of angry. We're gonna tell the truth. I was real angry, and so I wanted to kind of either get back at you or show that, hey, you hurt me as well as you hurt the family also.
Right.
So that's what the problem was at. I didn't want to do a tit for tat.
Right.
I didn't want to try to pay you back, but at the same time, there's a lesson that needed to be learned that we can't keep going this way. We keep going this route. We're headed for destruction. We're headed for, being mad at each other for long periods of time. And at the same time, destroying our financial gain that we had. So that's what we had to do. We had to think about all of that we had in front of us. Are we really willing to lose this because of, unforgiveness?
Right.
Are we willing to lose this because of someone's not fessing up and someone's not telling the truth? Are we willing to lose all this for that? That's what we had to talk about.
And I think that's big, because we did have to come to the table, have that meeting, and see, because D is not an option for us.
Right.
We've always said that.
D is divorce.
Yes, that's divorce.
We try not to use that word around here. D. That's not an option.
So that's not an option for us. So we had to figure out, and we always said, whatever issue we have, we're going to try to work through it. We made that vow and that pledge to each other when we first got married, and that we wanted to really I was trying to resolve and have that issue, because what we don't want anything to do is we don't want to ever allow anything to divide us.
Absolutely.
So at the end of the day, we don't ever want to be divided. We always want us to be unified. We always want us to be as one.
Together we stand, divided we fall is one of our mottos, among many.
Right.
So that's what we had to do. I had to, first of all, realize that, okay, now, do you really want to work this out, or do you want to keep fussing? Do you want to keep arguing about it? Do you want to keep complaining about it?
Right.
Or do you want to, start our relationship off in a good manner, on a good foot?
Right.
So that's what we had to work on. We had to work on that. So I said, am I willing to forgive her for this?
Right.
I mean, does it hurt? Yes, it hurt.
It did.
Yes, it was damaging. Yes, we lost a lot of ground that we were trying to build on.
We really did.
But were we able to, recover and move forward?
And we did.
That's what we had to work on.
We did. And that's why I say it was tough. And even now, that's why I say, but when we even came to the table, Killer, we realized, with me even acknowledging what I was doing, once I was able to, like I said, confess and come, I couldn't just come to you and say, Kim, I'm sorry.
Let's get over it. Let's move forward. We're all both of us grown.
Exactly. You made a mistake. I made a mistake. Let's just move on past this. You wasn't willing to hear that. And a lot of times that's what we do in relationship. Yes. We feel like that if I done something wrong, because that's why I say I can talk about it, because I was the one that did the one that did the wrong. So I felt like, I know I couldn't just say, I'm sorry, let's move
Let's just get over it. Let's get over it. No, it's not that easy. It's not that simple. Forgiveness is not simple. It's just, let's get over it. Let's both move forward.
Right.
One person has to be willing to come clean. Other person has to be willing to be ready to hear that.
Exactly.
And
that's
so
what I'm saying.
That's what happened.
Right.
You were ready to come clean, and I was ready to hear, move forward with that. I was ready to hear it.
Right.
So we could, take our relationship to another level.
Right. And so once I was able to acknowledge it, once I was able to come to Kenneth and tell him why I did what I did, Kenneth had a lot of questions, and I'm gonna tell y'all, this is what really helped us, y'all. This is key in forgiveness.
Yes.
Put a timeline on it. Kenneth and I came up with an agreement to say, okay, we got, and I'm just gonna throw out a number. We had 30. We had a whole month. You got 30 days to let's talk about it.
Okay.
30 days. March. I'm just saying, February the 1st, February the 29th, the 30th. We need to be over it. So during that time, I allowed Kenneth to ask me all sorts of questions about it. I mean, just out of the blue, he could. So I didn't feel like, and we agreed that it's not going to be, I'm not going to feel like you're attacking me.
Right. And I'm not going to act like I'm a prosecutor and say, okay,
right.
Why did you do that? Why did you spend up all that money? What did you spend it on? What did you do with it? No, we didn't want to do all that. I really did want to know, why were you spending like that?
Right.
That was one of my questions.
Right.
Why were you spending so much? Why did you want so much at one time?
Right.
That was some of the questions I asked, but I didn't want to say, okay, you're going to put out everything you spend. You're going to put out everywhere you spend it at.
Right.
I didn't want to know the tits and tats of that.
So we did, to me, that's what helped us, because that allowed us, Kenneth, to get everything out he wanted, me to be transparent and come truthful. But even though with me coming truthful and transparent, Kenneth had to be willing to believe that what I was telling him.
True, right.
I mean, because I lied for so long about stuff I had, the money I was spending. So he had to just believe what I was telling him. And to me, sometimes it's hard.
Yes, it is.
Because that's why the reason why I'm saying it again is because I lied for so long.
Right.
And then I lied for so long, and then
you were hiding things.
I was hiding
you were
things.
Acknowledging it, and the truth about it was you didn't even want me to take the finances away from you. You were saying, okay, I make money just like you do. I should be able to spend money just like you do. So it was really hard to pull the finances away from you. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking about that too in my mind when I was thinking about forgiving. I said, if I forgive her, will she do this again?
Right.
That was some of the things that was going on in my mind.
I'm sure.
But I had to make up in my mind that, look, what you need to do is forgive her. Mm-hmm. That's going to relieve me.
Right.
When you forgive a person, that relieves you. Mm-hmm. That takes the pressure off of you, where you won't have to have all that stress of I'm angry at her, I'm mad at her, I'm still angry, I'm still want to hold grudges against her. Mm-hmm. When you forgive a person, that relieves you.
Wow.
That person. Yes, it does.
So that relieved you forgiving me?
Yes.
How did that help you?
What that did was help me say, look, I don't have to hold her hostage anymore. I don't have to argue about this anymore. Mm-hmm. I don't have to complain about it anymore. She realizes now what she did was wrong, and that she now is trying to correct the wrong.
But to me, you could have held on to it and said, you know what? I'm hold on to this because she did that. Like you said earlier, tit for tat. I'm going to go out and do this. And like you said, you held me hostage, because I do remember when a few boxes did come. You didn't hold me hostage, but you kind of looked like
a few months down the line, it was UPS guy with FedEx, whoever was, brought some in the box. I'm like, I thought you said it was a small box. Now all of a sudden, these large boxes are coming to the door. But you told me in advance. You told me in advance. So that didn't let me go back and say, okay, I'm gonna go back again. She's starting to do that over again.
Yes.
Once I forgave her, I tried not to look back and keep, bringing up the same issues over and over again.
Yes.
Because once you forgive a person, it's time to move forward.
Right.
Start the healing process.
Because what we did, Kenneth, is even during that process. I said something, y'all. That's what.
Right. I caught that. Don't worry about it. We're going to move forward with that. Don't worry about it.
So what I did is when Kenneth and I agreed on a certain time to do what we needed to do, and you said moving forward. And that's what we did. We said from this point forward. These are the things we're gonna put in place so this don't happen to us again.
Right. So and then because if you keep looking back,
yes,
we'll never be able to move forward. Mm-hmm. If I keep going back, okay, here's another box coming to the door.
Right.
There you go with your old habits again.
Right.
If I keep saying that takes my mind back to it.
Yes.
And then that removes the forgiveness part. So we have to learn how to forgive and start moving forward. And you have to earn that now. You have to earn it now.
I know I had to earn
now,
that.
You had to earn it.
I know I had to earn that.
We didn't let you off the hook by no means.
You didn't
get off the hook by no means. She had to learn how to start trying to heal too and say, okay, he forgave me. I'm not going to let it beat me down either.
Right.
So I'm going to have to start trying to move forward and take baby steps and say, okay, he has the finances right now. You know, he's going to try to help me learn how to slow down on spending and start doing more saving than spending.
And let me just say, y'all, I didn't just say when Kenneth said he took over the finance, I didn't say, well, Kenneth, guess what? Here you go. You can just completely take, oh, no, it was resistance. I was rebellious. I was like, this is my money. I earn my money. You earn your money. It didn't happen like that, y'all. But we had to realize that we had to come to an agreement. That's why I say it was steps.
Baby steps.
It didn't take us just like, it's easy to talk about it now. But it didn't happen that fast. It wasn't like, okay, this happened. Okay, this happened. No, y'all, it didn't happen like that. That's why I said we had to give timeline. I had to put a timeline on certain stuff. Okay, how long are we going to talk about it? We're going to talk about it this long. And so even when I was even in the rebellious stage, Kenneth even asked me, how long are you going to do this? Right now you got us, we almost living separate. You got your money, I got my money. We said we was going to be one. We never said we was going to get married and be one. I mean, two. We always said we're going to come together as one. So I think that was big for me when he kept saying that. You said we was gonna be. He always reminded me of that.
Yeah, and we tried not to try to go back.
Right.
We tried not to go back because it's so easy to forgive a person.
It is.
And then go back and grab it again.
Right.
And then you ask yourself, did I really forgive you? Because if I keep looking back and keep trying to go back and remember how she did it back in the day, you know, we're not going to be able to move forward. So that's what it was, a hard lesson for us to learn. In that part of forgiveness, it was a hard lesson to learn. But we learned it, and we're trying now each day to move forward with that. Not only in that area, but in other areas of forgiveness too. You know, if you did something wrong for me,
we do.
You know, I'm trying to learn how to forgive you. You're trying to learn how to forgive me, so we can start trying to move forward with it. Because we don't want to stay back in the day.
We don't.
That was hurtful. It was painful. It was a lot of just bad issues back there. A lot of stuff that just kind of broke us up a little bit. So we didn't want to go back there anymore. So our job as husband and wife, brother and sister, friend, girlfriend, to move forward with this is stop trying to go back. Start going forward, have a plan, have a purpose, have a meaning to move forward.
And I like that because I think at the end of the day, it's about us trying to be one, us trying to
do the right thing,
us trying to just not divide each other, because like I said, we both talk about how we came from, broken homes growing up, but that's not what we wanted. We didn't want that for our producer. Shout out to him, but we didn't want that for him. We wanted him to see what a healthy marriage looked like. And the best way I can explain y'all forgiveness is, I have a scar on my elbow that I did a few years ago. I played sports. I climbed out of trees. I fell off houses, jumped off houses. I was like a little tomboy growing up. But I just remember doing all those things, and I never ever injured myself to that degree to breaking anything. So when I broke my elbow, I know there's scars here, but guess what? Y'all would have never known I broke my elbow had I not shared that with you. I'm not moving my arm like, oh, Kenneth, don't get too close to it. I don't do that. I use this arm to its full capacity because I want to be able to use it there. But I have this scar reminding me that it happened. It was painful for the rehab. It was hard for the rehab. It was tough. It wasn't easy. I had to do a lot of stuff. Kenneth had to help me out a lot, even doing that rehab. And it was tough. But
it was tough on both of us.
At the end of the day, what I'm trying to get you to see is that it's there. We know it happened. Even me spending the money, we know that happened. But guess what? I'm trying to move forward.
And then how we didn't fully recover, but how we are still recovering today is that now she's back in charge of the finances. It was a building process. She had to, crawl before she walked. We both had to do that. She's back in charge now, and she's doing a great job on handling our finances now. But we don't let it hold us hostage. I don't look over the shoulder and say, okay, look, show me the books now. Each month, show me what we spent on. Now, all she does is have me look at the spreadsheet, let me know what was going on. I understand it. And now we're moving forward with that. And that has helped us start the healing process.
It really has.
Of forgiveness.
It has. Because just like we talk about revive, reunite, and restore, or revive, restore, and reunite. That's what Kenneth allowed me. He revived me. I had to revive within myself. Then what happened is he allowed me to restore myself where we were able to reunite together as one. So at the end of the day, I want to appreciate what you did, even in that, is that you gave me a cap and I'm going to say this, y'all, you gave me a cap on my spending. And that's why I said once we put the different things in place, I like that. You took over the finances. We talked about it within a certain time.
Right.
We had time to just talk about it. You gave me a cap on how much I can spend. I'm talking about including the coupon, including the discount.
Taxes,
this is taxes, everything.
Yes.
This is the amount. So now we communicate that. Something over a certain amount, we discuss it before that purchase has happened.
Right.
And a lot of times we don't do that in a marriage, but I just want to tell you, I appreciate that, and I tell you that all the time, but I really appreciate you doing that. But that's why I say Kenneth allowed me to revive myself. He allowed me to restore and allowed us to reunite this relationship. And that's what it's all about, y'all. At the end of the day, y'all are always going to hear us talk about how a healthy relationship is. We know forgiveness is not easy.
It is not at all.
It's not easy at all. But guess what? We're here and we know it can happen.
Yes.
We've seen so many times. We talked to a couple the other day where we were just talking with her and we just felt like she hadn't forgiven something that happened in their relationship. But the only way they were going to ever move forward, and what we say, in order for us to reconcile this relationship, forgiveness has to take place. Forgiveness is for the individual, but reconciliation is for both of us.
Absolutely.
So in order for us to have that reconciliation, it has to involve both of us. And if we both can't share or talk, then we don't have anything.
And that's what we were trying to get couples to see, that what's the bigger picture? The bigger picture is our relationship wants to be healthy. The bigger picture is that we want to move for the next day. We want to live for the next day. So we learn how to forgive and then start trying to gradually move forward and helping each other do that. It's not a one-person process. It's a two-person process. Guess what? The bigger picture is, your marriage is going to start looking better. It may not be perfect, but it can be healthy. Then then next thing you know, relationship, your family, your friends. Guess what? That thing can just keep building and building and building. Where it would be great for the whole body.
Exactly.
It would be great for the whole body.
So that's a challenge. I'm going to challenge each and every one of you that's listening. If you need to forgive somebody, you need to do it. If it's not for just them, but do it for yourself. If you're married, do it for the relationship. Because in order for you all to reconcile, forgiveness have to take place. Don't feel like I'm always the one taking that first step. It's okay. Guess what? It's gonna benefit us at the end of the day anyway. So go ahead and take that first step. It's gonna challenge out. Go ahead and send us those comments and let us know how did it go. Keep those comments coming. We appreciate you all.
Thank you so much.
And we love the support. And we want y'all to keep, like I said, keep on and join us again next week. We've really enjoyed this time and we appreciate y'all. So y'all have a good evening.
Good evening. Thank you.
Bye.